today I'm doing a book review on this book called Persepolis. It's written by Marjane Satrapi, an Iranian person who was actually in Iran when the Iranian Revolution of 1979 occurred. She was impacted by it, her life was impacted by it, and she was only 10 years old when it started. So basically, it's basically not a book, it's a comic book, where there are little comics with little descriptions and pictures, and everything is described in a picture form, in a drawing form. There are a lot of illustrations. It's in black and white, and it's into categories. It starts with her adolescence and how she grows up and everything. But this was given to me as a project to write a rhetorical analysis on in my English 101 class. And I just thought maybe I should just do a book review on it. But for my English class, I was given just an extract to read. But what happened was that I loved the extract because I'm from Pakistan. And my entire life, my entire childhood, from when I was born, I've seen political friction in my country. And I've never really had probably the guts or even the audience or the platform to say out what I felt. What I felt truly was the fact that I had nothing to do with what was going on in my country. All that was happening to me was I was being negatively impacted by it, negatively affected by all of that. There was an act of terrorism out there on the roads, and the next day my school would be closed for God knows what. It used to be like, schools are closed until further notice, and you'd just be like, I'm sorry, what have I done to to have this kind of unfair treatment? I want to go to school, I wanted to be with my friends, but no, I was told to wear the veil, I was told to practice things that I sometimes did not agree with. I wanted to show off my hair a little, look a little nice. I was always more friendly with boys than girls, and I was always forbidden from talking to boys. Never permitted. So, when you read someone writing about how your childhood was spent, you just relate to them. There's this appeal of ethos. So, Marjane Satrapi actually starts this book with an introductory paragraph. And what triggered me the most was this little line that she says, and it says, "This is why writing Persepolis was so important to me. I believe that an entire nation should not be judged by the wrongdoings of a few extremists." And I feel like that is so true, and that is so appealing to me. That is so relatable. Since that is exactly what I've been trying to do my entire life. I came to America to study, and there are so many people who meet me, and the first thing they ask me is about the terrorism that is going on in my country. And most of the time, I don't even want to talk about that because I try not to associate myself with that feeling of radicalism and extremism. And then she goes on ahead and talks about, and this one line at the end of the introductory paragraph, it says, "One can forgive, but one should never forget." And that's so true, because you forgive everything and everyone because you know something like that happened. But it's always going to have an impact on you, exactly like it has an impact on me right now when I'm in America. And I'm not in my country right now. But I remember all those times when there was something going on, and I was negatively impacted by it. She basically writes this, and see, it triggers a lot of emotions. Ethos, pathos, logos. Logos is not shown a lot, mostly in the introductory paragraph, when she describes all the events that are taking place in Iran at that point. And all the historical facts, and backing up her entire story with an event that is so big, that changed Iran's entire history. And then ethos and pathos are obviously shown in the emotions that she triggers in the audience. People like me, who feel so related to this person. And then I've just read the adolescence part of it. But I already know how she would end up feeling later on in life as well, because I would too. So it's like it starts with the whale and how her friends and she and her friends just did not want to be associated with anything that had to do anything with a whale. So they'd play monster games with it, and they'd pretend like they were on a horse, and they'd tie the scarf around their necks and play giddy up, giddy up. And then she would talk. She had this connection, this personal connection with a personal god, and she talked to him every night. And then at the end of this extract that I've read, I've not read the entire book, but the extract that I've read, in the end of it, like, she's shown as a very ambitious girl she wants to go out in the street and protest and everything because she's impacted by what's going on around her. And her parents don't allow her. So she's crying in her room in the middle of the night, and she says, "God, where are you?" And in the description below that picture, it says, "That night, he didn't come." And that just triggers a person's feelings, like a person who is so ambitious and who wants to make an effort for her country. When so many bad things happen all at once, her only hope and salvation is lost because she just doesn't want to know. She doesn't know what to do with life. And that is probably the one reason why I would recommend all of you to read this book. It's very enjoyable with all the little pictures and illustrations and little dialogues and the thought process of a person who's been through such huge things in her life. It's marvelous. I totally recommend that book. I really hope you guys enjoyed this book review, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.